Sorry about that. Can you hear me now? All right. Sorry about that. Thank you, D-Love. So yesterday, DOTUN was on Daddy Free's show, and I felt for him. He was even crying at one point, talking about how the BANJ family, the BANJ in-law, the BANJ is a music star in Nigeria, one of the biggest artists in Nigeria. That's the sister you're looking at on the screen. Is married to an on-air personality radio guy, who is a hype man. That's DOTUN on the screen that you're looking at on the screen. And he was crying, and he said a lot of things that they did to him, trying to blackmail him, blacklist him by way of the BANJ's power in society. And the mother, was very mean. The mother was very mean to him. They didn't allow him to see his children. All he wanted was to see his children. I felt for him, because I know that is the reality. And I tell you guys here all the time, don't get there. Once you get there, you will require lots of patience. There's no way around it. Lots of patience, more patience that you realize you've ever had. You will be required. Excuse me. Okay, if you find yourself in divorce court and custody battle and all that kind of stuff, you will collect on either side. Okay, it requires lots of patience. Okay, it's just what it is. And sometimes you feel the need to run to the internet, and the internet might complicate issues more for you. Anyway. So it was crying, and people have been reaching out to them. So I'm looking at this breaking news right now that was just posted 49 minutes ago. I guess Taiwo, who is the BANJ sister, finally said something. Okay, so I'm going to break that right now. I'm reading it from Linda Ikeji's blog. DOTUN, firstly, she's addressing DOTUN. DOTUN, firstly, I want to apologize to my daughters. I would have loved to remain silent to protect them and shield them from all this madness. Now, before I continue reading this, my opinion is that there's so much about DOTUN that we don't know. Okay? There is no smoke without fire. It doesn't mean it was guilty. I'm just letting you know the nature of custody battles and divorce and all this kind of stuff. It's messy. There's no such thing as fairness when you're fighting it. Okay, it's just the reality. So the idea that he's just innocent and everybody's taking advantage of him. The BANJ was last night at Wizkid's mother's funeral, and he probably was just putting out a mask. It's probably a family issue going on with them, But the bottom line is that when you're going through custody battles, and so if you can do anything in your power before you get to avoid it, because it's almost impossible that you have that level of patience we're requiring that I'm asking for. You see how people push back against me and say, yeah, you think you've got to figure it out, you think it's all perfect and stuff. You see how people say that? It's because it's almost impossible to have that kind of patience that will be required. It's still required, right? So the more you go the other route, somebody said, if you go high, I might go to the gutter. Or if you go low, I go to the gutter. It's nonsense, okay? You don't know whose gutter is deeper. You don't know whose hell is going to be hotter. You don't know whose way is bigger than yours. You're deceiving yourself. So if you can do anything in your power to avoid, you avoid that, okay? Chinye says, not fun at all. No, it's not a walk in the park. Yeah, we just deal with it when we get there. Yeah, right. Good luck, okay? Either man or woman, it's not different. It doesn't matter who collected the money, you collect if you find yourself in that space. So I don't think DOTUN was innocent. I think a lot of people are starting to buy into the story that he's just an innocent guy. I think a lot of people also see but they just want him to see his children, okay? To be fair, a lot of people like, at least let him see his children. But again, that's you asking for fair fight. It doesn't exist, okay? It's unrealistic expectations. And that's what we're talking about. So I wanted to do this break. Let me continue the reading, okay? So she said, DOTUN, this is Taiwo. That's the BANJ's younger sister, right? I mean, DOTUN reviewed so many things. He reviewed Akende with K-Switch. Is it K-Switch or K-Solo? I don't know. The BANJ's younger brother that used to also sing, that he's been using. He said a lot of things that are just family secret that he was trying to reveal yesterday. And that's what happens. You will talk too much. Okay, why? Because you're hurt. You're attempting to hurt other people. Just natural knee-jerk reaction when you feel hurt, right? So he said a lot, okay? But anyway, DOTUN, Firstly, I want to apologize to my daughters. I would have loved to remain silent to protect them and shield them from all this madness. I also want to apologize to my family members as well. Mommy and Daddy Emma Binu. The BANJ, I'm sorry for all this may have cost you. DOTUN, you have finally succeeded in making our private life public, which you know that I do not support. I am not surprised at all, because all you ever do is to be deceitful while entertaining people. Stop misleading Nigerians. Okay. The main point is he needs to see his child or his children. Is he able to see his children? That should be debunked first, right? But that's me asking for people to be fair. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Call it work, right? People, when they find themselves in divorce battles, it's not. There's no such thing as fighting fair. It's unrealistic expectation on your part to be asking for that. The only thing that's going to work is lots overdose, lots and lots of patience. And the only way to make it easier is to just realize that that patience is for yourself. Because you will run mad if you don't just calm down. Okay? if you run mad though. But anyway, what did she do? Instead of like, okay, let's see if I can, at least let me address it. She said, no, let me double down. Let me double down, right? But let me see, maybe she will address it. I'm still reading. I'm reading it live with you, okay? She says, stop misleading Nigerians. For 8 years, I tolerated your, here you go, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse. This is what she's saying, okay? I can never recover from the trauma and pain you caused me. How did you expect me to raise the girls in that type of environment? Wait, we're no longer talking about the marriage. We're talking about the marriage is over by now, I thought, right? We're talking about custody, particularly custody orders that were given by the courts, right? Do you think she will still address the custody issue? Let's continue. Somebody said, what did he say about K-Switch that he uses? He abuses drugs, something to that effect, allegedly. But that he's always crashing on people's couches. He has no home. His children, he has a child who hasn't seen for 7 years in the overseas. He talked about the BANJ loss of his son, that he was there. He said he was there for him when he lost his son, that why is he doing this to him and stuff like that. He broke down, he was crying live on Instagram with REPLIES last night. Anyway, the auntie should come back and tell us what the children is. But what is she doing? She's talking about the marriage. What did I say about people that are hurt? When people are hurt, they hurt. It's as simple as that. Then you want them to fight fair. Yes, by not holding or weaponizing your children. I know. I think they shouldn't. I think it's a terrible place to be when you're weaponizing your children against yourselves. I do think that. But I don't think telling them that will solve the problem. Because what they will do is they will push back against that to justify that that's not what they're doing. They will pull out more ammunitions and receipts, right, to say that it is you, not them, right? And now it's your word against theirs. And the actual issue is never really addressed. In the first place, we don't know if the actual issues are the children. That's just us believing DOTUN, right? So if we believe DOTUN, that is the children, right? Okay, good. We can't get the other person to agree that it's the children. So we still have problems. You get it? The only way is patience. Okay? That's the place to start from. And then we start assessing everything else, right? Lots of patience, and then we start assessing it. You don't just sit down in patience. That's not the point. The point is that you can, you need to start from there. And you need to forgive yourself. Sometimes you break that patience. You have to start all over again. You forgive yourself too. Because you're a human being like the rest of us. So he just broke the patience. He has to start all over. See, everything that just happened in the last 2 days, he has to start all over now. Okay? Because what is this woman talking about? She's talking about stuff inside of the marriage. Okay? If she's trying to justify, she probably doesn't know what she's trying to say. Let's continue. I can never recover from the trauma and pain you caused me. How did you expect me to raise the girls in that type of environment? This is not Dakpo's Batu. That's the BANJ. Leave him out. All he did was help and cover your shame as you couldn't keep up with your responsibilities and you are here fighting with the BANJ. Were you married to him or me? All Dakpo ever did was help us. The car under CRV you have had since we got married, the car that you've had since we got married and still have today was a brand new gift from Dakpo, from the BANJ. The BANJ paid several rents, so we did not live on the streets. So now it becomes, that's a lie. I paid it. Who's going to tell the truth? Who's going to tell us the truth? Okay? We're no longer talking about custody battles anymore right now. This is how messy it gets. There will be different layers of truth and lies and experiences, I called them earlier, right? Right? And it's hard to keep up. Everybody's just in the funk. And the worst part is that the children are in the mix. I started working for Mohits fresh out of college after working at Deloitte before I met you. And you are lying to your social media family that my mom made me quit my job. Wait. I started working for Mohits fresh out of college after working at Deloitte before I met you. And you are lying that social media family that my mom made me quit my job. You encouraged me to keep working for Mohits for our own benefits so we would not have to beg. I was abused for several years and run for my life. This has nothing to do with Dakpo, with the BANJ. You're using him to chase clout like you have always done. DOTUN, you know, she's typing in all caps now. DOTUN, you know where your children are. Stop misleading the public. Okay, there's a difference between he knows where the children are or you remove them and took them to somewhere else, like across state lines, where he was expecting to meet them somewhere else before and all that, right? And then it's now like, if I get to that new place, will I find them, right? There's that. She's not addressing all of that. What I'm telling you is that rightfully so. Because once you find yourself, okay, forget the word right. My bad. I'm so wrong with the whole word, the right word, okay? Not rightfully so, okay? More realistically so, right? She's not talking about the issues on ground, which is, how come I don't have access to my children? That's the reality. If you don't learn the skills of keeping your home together, man and woman, if you don't learn the skills of maintaining how it started in the first place, I'm not talking about extreme situations. No, I'm talking about where the majority of the people are, in the middle. Like no one is really, no one has shot somebody's head off and no one is just toxic. I'm talking about like we're just arguing, right? But we end up in divorce court. That's what I'm talking about. For the most part, that's what I'm talking about. The rest of it, you need to go and see a therapy. Mental health issues. Okay? She says, stop misleading the public. You know where your children are. That's different from, like, if my children are in the US right now, I know where they are. Do I have access to them? That's two different things. But anyway, let's continue. I don't know. I'm just saying. Just a loophole there that she hasn't addressed yet. Maybe she will address it. They are not with my brother or family, so stop deceiving everyone. It's obvious that you are not interested in seeing your daughters, but obsessed about the BANJ and how to hurt him, which has been your goal from the very beginning. Every decision I've made was to protect the girls from your abuse. Protecting the girl from their father. Yes, emotionally, sexual abuse after you. That one's serious. Let me see. Did she say physical abuse? Psychological, emotional, and sexual abuse. She needs to talk to a therapy. That's all I'm going to say about that. It is obvious that you're not interested in seeing your daughters. Every decision I've made is to protect the girls from your abuse. I think you should let therapists make that decision. You should let therapists. You should let therapists make that decision. You shouldn't be making those decisions for your daughters. You're not even capable of making such decisions for your daughters. You let therapists and the authority make such decisions for your daughter. There's too many people running around the street just talking, and we're supposed, I mean, look at what's happening with data. We're supposed to just take it and just shove it in. Like, no, we need to know who is talking. Where are you talking from? What's your perspective? Where are you coming from? Right? The same thing we should have done with DOTUN yesterday. DOTUN, what's the rest of the story? You're not just innocent here. And you not being innocent doesn't mean you're abnormal. It's like the rest of us. We tend to tell stories from where it sounds like we're just perfect. And that's already unrealistic too, right? But protecting those children from him, the authorities should do that, not you. Unless it's a temporary situation, but the marriage has been over. If it's like overnight, something just happened 2 days ago and you need to protect, I get that. But you've had moments to go through the court system and stuff like that, and you're still saying that, that's hard. That's very hard. Anyway, I was married to you, DOTUN, and I know you too well to act a movie and play the victim. I think he was probably doing that. But again, most people kind of do that. Kind of like what she's doing right now. Okay. Always premeditating and calculating in everything. If you can bring a camera to pick up your kids, what would your next movie script be? Well, the point is that they're probably going to lie that it was destroying properties, but point taken. I won't be surprised if your next post is you are on a hospital bed acting and claiming you're almost... Yeah, you don't play with that. Claiming you're almost dead. You don't play with that. That does affect men. And they can commit the ultimate, right? Yes, even when they were guilty. Yeah, okay? So we don't play with that. We don't just play with, oh, you're going to act and you're going to be... Like, you don't play with his crying crocodile tears, right? But guess what? People who have collected what they will do. Guess who have going through the court system? Guess what they will do? That's literally what they will do. They hit below, not the belt, below your groin, right? And they use the worst. They might use your children. Okay? It's crazy. But this is how nasty it gets. What's the point I'm making here? If you've gotten the license already, you need to go back to school. Before you get the license, go to school. This is the one thing that can destroy you the most. Romantic relationships can destroy you the most. That same passion that you went into it with is how people fight. There's no fairness. Stop looking for fairness. It doesn't work. She said, I won't be subscribed. Okay. Your contention is with me, Taiwo, not Dakbo. That's the BANJ again. Deal with the real issues, DOTUN, and stop using other people to hide your narcissist, psychopathic, irrational behavior. Quit the pretense. Tell the world you know where your children are. There you have it. There you have it. Okay. I'm gonna go back to Jada. Trust me. I'm gonna go back to Jada. But there you have it. What's her handle? Let me see. She has Taiwo Yebanjo. So she has an Instagram handle. If you're already in the middle of it, it's not the end of the world. You simply take your butt to school. You learn how this works. There's something you don't know. If you're struggling, particularly if you're struggling, of course, right? Don't stop pointing fingers. Just stop. It doesn't mean you're not innocent. I know you want to be right. It's your right. They offended me. I get it. Okay? I can't discount your experience. You know? But yeah, she came out and she decided to post. Anyway, so that's that. Let me come to the chat really quickly. Where Patrick said, Ola, you go take Woto for this matter. Let's be objective. We don't know the truth of the matter. No, tell me, sir. Feel free. Tell me which, as a matter of fact, let me drop the link. I'm open for it. I thought I gave some balanced views there. And I think I made that clear. We don't know. What I know is that when you end up in divorce or child custody battle, which is the point I'm making today, when you end up there, there's no fighting fair. It doesn't exist. That's the main point I'm making. So if you're already in that position where you have a urge to be right, you have an obsession that you must tell the whole world you're right, which is both of them now, right? You need to take your butt back to school. There's something you don't know, and you're going to hurt your children. You're going to hurt your children. It's just what it is. And you'll be doing it, it's a blind spot. You like, I believe she believes what she's saying when she said, I'm protecting my children from him. No. The professionals should determine that. Okay? They should determine that. When it involves the children, the profession, you're not capable of determining that. You just collected from another person. Break fast. You dished it, you collected, is the same thing, ultimately. Right? But anyway. Brother Patrick, sir.
Hey, my brother.
Sure, okay.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing fine, sir. How are you, sir? How's your weekend going?
Yeah, great.
Awesome. So I saw your comment. I said, let's talk. We have to talk. That's an opportunity to learn.
Ola, I just realized that for you to succeed in life,
Right.
part of the skill you need is communication skill,
Yes.
which you are doing great.
Thank you. I appreciate you, sir.
And when I try to come out, it's not as if I know more than any other person. But I'm just developing myself because I know where I'm going. Because I need to develop myself, my communication skills, so that when I'm talking, you can fast check. I'm not going to lie, but
Right.
whatever I say, I've been there. So, like the case of Dapo.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't really know the story, but I've been opportune to mitigate against in a situation like that. Especially when it comes to that. They can't salvage it any longer. They are apart now, everybody's going their own way.
Yes.
If they have the opportunity of salvaging it at that period, they can just be okay, let's be true to each other. But at this period, Ola, both of them are lying. They are trying to cover up their, say I'm the one, is the one that she did bad. You are the one, your family did this. I've had that life experience. They have to talk to one and oh my God, you know what I mean? Who am I supposed to believe? So why I wrote that comment was the way you are analyzing it as if you are throwing that woman under the bus. He said that
at that moment, I guess.
Yeah, you didn't have opportunity. You had the opportunity to see your children, and Ola said, "Well, maybe you took the children to worship. You couldn't see them or something like that." Ola, let her talk.
Right. I was analyzing that word for word. Yes. That's my method. Yes. And then at the end, I will now say, well, maybe she will still tell us.
Yes, you're right.
Right. Yeah. I knew it was something like that. I knew it was probably something like that. Yes.
Both of them are, they're just trying to say, I'm right. He did that was bad. That was crying and so what? If he cried, it doesn't mean he's
DOTUN,
yes.
Yes.
He was crying.
Yes.
You said it earlier on, but which is good that way. I don't believe this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't believe him, but I slowed down yesterday because the public sentiment was really starting to believe him. They even started justice for DOTUN already.
See all this online
yes.
that doesn't know anything.
Exactly. And me, I know that these issues is not about one person being right than the other person. They've shown each other shaggy. That's what's going on.
It's so deep.
It's
going
deep.
Through that level. Divorce with children involved. It's Olana.
Yes.
Most people haven't gone that experience. They don't know what they're talking about.
Yes.
So if the guy is crying, it's normal. Men does that. The fact that I brought this to public, maybe he can't hold it any longer.
He was losing it. He was crying. He was losing it. Yeah.
Yes. Daddy Free is always losing it too. I've not seen my kid for years. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even though he didn't cry, but that he's always talking about every day. So.
Oh yeah, he talked about it one time like that. That he got to a point. He was like, he mentioned his first son's name. He said, I kind of miss my. He mentioned his name. And I was like, yeah, it's hard. It's very hard, you know.
And people are giving him woto there in his their comment.
Yeah.
You are a stupid dad. You know that kind of what are you? You know what I mean? So he's just saying his own. If the wife should come and the ex should come out, maybe
Abby,
we use cutlass to cut this to buy this man that the freeze. So,
yeah.
I'm not gonna say that the freeze. Yeah, oh, so I'm so sorry. No,
we don't know. We don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know what, but we know some basic principles, which is what I'm spelling out.
Yes.
Which is both of you have shown each other shege. Yes, you tell me your story. Your story will obviously paint a picture that the person did you shege. The other person will tell you. And some people, the minority, there are some people that are just evil.
Yeah.
And I make that clear that I'm not talking about those of you that you ended up with an evil person. If you find yourself in that position, like Taiwo is painting that picture of sexual abuse, I said you need to talk to therapists.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be you that will determine that you will protect the children from their father.
Yeah.
It's not now that's not fair now, right? Even though I said let's be realistic. This is not going to be a fair fight. You need lots of patience because someone like Taiwo, who our experience says you did this to me, who am I to tell her that she's not being fair?
You know, like the way I look at it, the way you are stopping it and talking is like somebody's talking to keep quiet. Let me tell you what you're saying.
Right. Because I take it layer by layer because each one of those small layers.
I would suggest this. You would have done this. People say, okay, Allah is saying the fact. You are right, Allah.
Right. Right. Yeah.
You know, pop him in the middle and say, hey, what did you just say? Like, it's Allah talking.
I know.
Let us talk, Allah.
Let her finish. I know what you mean. Yeah. Yep. The talking point is what my mission is to destroy. You know, the talking points, they come in sentence by sentence. Sometimes, depending on the story, sometimes I will finish it. And then I'll be like, okay, let me finish it first. If it's short enough, if it's long enough, then I'll do layer by layer. Because usually when it's too long, like that one was long, it's probably shalaye as a package.
You know, when I talk at this show, I write everything down before I talk.
Before you talk, which is good. That's good.
It down. You know, at my level, you know that I've been cool at my graduate level. Like when you write projects and you want to nail it with an A with good proof. I have a professor, Ola. Turning your project at 12 in midnight. That's the latest time. By 2 o'clock, this man has marked it.
It's already great.
I look at know your professor. People say, don't go to that man's class and I can't drop. So this man expected higher, you know.
Wait, so there's a site called Know Your Professor.
Why not? That's
you know, I haven't gone to school since 2005. So
this is the worst class I've ever had in my life.
Ouch! So you go gauge yourself properly.
Don't register for this man's class. He's the worst professor. I said, when you turn in your paper at 10,
it's such a different world.
Yes, he has graded it. It doesn't matter how many papers, how many pages. Group projects in a graduate school. This man has graded it.
So he's probably scanned through it and this one.
Man is good. For him, he doesn't sleep. That is his job. So he knows what he's doing. If you get an A in that man, you are good.
Right.
So if I write this man writes too much, but you know, the way I've been taught, the way I've been schooled, so I'm just saying, so I take time to analyze it. You are doing a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate you, sir. All feedbacks are welcome at any time. You can feel free, sir, anytime. Yes. You know, anytime. But you know me too, I always have a reason why I do my things. But I get feedback that I actually implement, you know, so and actually implement all of them, but it depends, you know, sometimes not so, like I don't dismantle my methods, but I will implement it, you know, here and there, you know. But I appreciate you, sir.
Thank you, sir. God bless.
All right, sir. Yes, sir. All right.